Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watcher. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your week and tonight as well. For the month of April, obviously, for the week of April the 13th, all the way through Saturday the 19th as well. So, if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure you go and do so. Also, make sure you go and hit the share button as well. We have 4 people in here. We've had 5 people tune in, only 4 likes. So, not bad. Not terrible. Not terrible. Also, make sure you go in and vote inside the poll as well. Vote inside the poll as well. Are you ready for the calm week this week? But first, let's go on and talk with the recorded audience, unfortunately, for the people who could not be here tonight. Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Sunday. I'm your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Sunday evening going into your week of April the 13th all the way through to April the 19th. Looking at the radar right now, nothing going on for the entire state of South Carolina, but we do have some rain going on in Michigan as well as Wisconsin, Ohio, and West Virginia. We do have some leftover snow going through Maine right now as well. We also do have some rain going on in North Dakota, as well as Montana, and even Colorado and Nebraska as well. We also do have some rain still going on in the UP of Michigan as well. But look at the south. Nice and dry down here. Nothing really to talk about here. As you go on to our cloud cover right now is looking very nice. No cloud cover at all throughout the entire state. It's nice and clear out there. It was nice and clear pretty much at my house all day. So not really much to say here except for it's going to be a nice night in terms of cloud cover. As you go into cloud cover into tomorrow as well, just as we push this forward, cloud cover in the upstate tonight. But as we get into tomorrow morning, that cloud cover really just staying on the scattered side. And as we get through the afternoon, that cloud cover is really just going to dissipate, and we're barely going to see any cloud cover at all tomorrow afternoon going into the evening hours as well. So cloud cover is going to be pretty much a non-factor as we go into tomorrow for Monday. As you go into your current temperatures, 57 in Columbia as well as 55 in Chapin, 53 in Whitmer as well as 55 in Anderson, even 53 down there towards Holly Hill, 55 in Moncks Corner as well as 57 in Allendale, 59 in Charleston as well as 55 inside of Somerville, even 55 in Walterboro, 57 in Myrtle Beach as well as 53 in Conway, 52 in Loris as well as 52 in Florence, 59, or that's 53, I believe, inside of Greenville as well as Spartanburg and Gaffney. Going into low temperatures for tonight, 50 in Greenville and Spartanburg, as well as 50 in Rock Hill, 48 inside of Winsboro, as well as 47 in Newberry, 49 in Columbia, as well as 48 in Sumter, 47 in Moncks Corner, as well as 57 in Charleston, 49 in Georgetown, 52 in Myrtle Beach, as well as 48 in Aiken, and 55 down there towards Hilton Head Island as well. As you go on to your forecast precipitation for tonight, no precipitation is expected for the next 24 hours. You will not need to bring an umbrella with you for tonight or tomorrow, at least during the daytime hours. But we'll talk about tomorrow night, obviously, going into tomorrow as well. In terms of severe weather, nothing for tonight, nothing for tomorrow, but Tuesday. They actually did just get rid of this because earlier there was a chance for thunderstorms for the coastal PD region. It did include Myrtle Beach and Georgetown, even the eastern Charleston and Berkeley County regions, but they actually got rid of it. So there is no longer a threat for thunderstorms. Again, that could still change, but it definitely was different earlier when I checked. So now let's talk about severe weather in terms of excessive rainfall. Nothing for day 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And that's honestly expected because obviously with the calm week in effect, you wouldn't really expect to see that. So now let's talk about our short-term future first, and we'll talk about the long-term future in the week. So going on into the 18Z, we're going to move back a little bit, go to around 9 p.m., as you go on and push this forward, you can see that there is just nothing to watch for, even as you go into, this is around 6 a.m. right here. Let me go on and turn on composite reflectivity instead of winter. But starting off here, this is at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, and you can see just this gray area. That's not showers or anything like that. That's most likely just some sort of heavy precipitable clouds, but not really any rain reaching the ground at all. And this is actually does come with the cold front. There will be a cold front that will be passing us on Tuesday. This could be some of the moisture that it brings with it. So I think that there is a little chance for maybe an isolated shower or two going into Tuesday as that cold front passes. But right now it's not looking like any at all. We'll continue to see that and monitor that tomorrow night as well as going into Tuesday. Now let's talk about our long-term future before we go into the models or anything like that for just timing. I want you to look at this real quick. This goes all the way into the end of the week. Let's go to the 19th right here. This goes all the way to the end of the week right here. You can see that there is barely even a drop of rain for a good portion of South Carolina. I mean, there's this little region right here for the PD region and maybe the eastern low country as well, but that goes 156 hours all the way to April the 20th. The week ends on the 19th, obviously. So the interesting part with this is that there's going to be very little, if any, precipitation that falls throughout the state as we go through the next week. And so that will definitely contribute a lot to the drought monitor as well. But some models are still saying the exact same thing. This is the Euro as we're going a bit more into the low country, but overall, still not a lot. The CMC also, even less than both of them. And then the Icon, which I think is the lowest of them all, it is. But this does go all the way out to around April the 18th, which is Friday, but it's close enough to Saturday. So we're not going to see that much rainfall at all this week throughout the entire state. And a good part of the southeast is in as well. Georgia, even portions of Florida as well. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas as well. This entire region right here, which I actually do have my pen. Even North Carolina as well. This is a good region right here that may not even see a drop of rain as we go into the next week or so. So that's going to be interesting to see, especially with hot temperatures going on. We're going to see what that has to do with anything. But now continuing on, let's go even past this week, going into our even longer term future. You can see as we get to around April the 21st, we were talking about that period between April the 20th all the way to the end of April for some active weather there. And April the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, the 27th, all looking like active rain days as we go into that part of April. And that's pretty much all next week and early the week after next week as well. So we could go from this week seeing no rain to next week seeing rain every single day. So that's going to be interesting there to see what happens. And it's going to be interesting to forecast as well. But going all the way out to around April the 29th, you can see that, at the end of the week, it was saying barely any precipitation. You can see as we go all the way out, just how much precipitation falls. This is around 1 to 2 inches for a lot of areas, and then maybe a bit under, close to around a half an inch. But everyone's guaranteed to see around half an inch as we go into the end of April. And so now let's go on and talk about just the anomalies and what they say. Here is the temperature anomaly. Obviously, this week will be above average in terms of temperatures. I don't think that's really that much of a surprise. Going to be warmer than average. And then if you go to precipitation, this one is also obvious. Below average in terms of precipitation. Above average precipitation. Above average temperatures. Below average precipitation. That's going to definitely increase the drought in a lot of areas. And if you don't remember what the drought monitor looked like last time we checked it, this is what it looked like. And we were actually starting to finally see some relief. But it might get added back on as we go into this week, into Thursday as well. We'll check it on Thursday and see what it says there. One more thing I'm going to check, and we're going to talk with the audience. Here we go with the anomalies right here in terms of just temperatures for the week. As we go on and push this forward right here, you can see that there is obviously cooler than average temperatures right here. And it will quickly turn warmer as we go through around the 15th. But then as you get to around the 16th and the 17th, below average. But it will finish off the week definitely above average. And that will continue all the way through to around the end of April. Until finally, April the 29th at 2 p.m. shows up, and it finally starts to get a bit below average in terms of temperatures as well. So even though a good portion of this week might actually be below average in terms of temperatures, there still is a good above average portion. And so that's it in terms of that. Let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Not a lot tonight. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, weatherman. Good evening to you. My cousin Dad says, good evening, Joseph. How was your day? My day was fantastic. Thank you for asking. And then Trail says, hi, Joseph. Lovely, cool day here today. That's fantastic to hear. And that's it. So let's go on now and look at the crazy score real quick. It's at a 14 in that calm category. No significant weather, clear skies, or light clouds. And that pretty much sums up everything that's going on. There is not really much else to say here. And then we still have 3 other areas. We have San Antonio to talk about in Texas. Low temperatures tonight, 62. High temperatures tomorrow at 92. Low temperatures tomorrow night at 64. No precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow. Raleigh, North Carolina is our next location, where tonight lows around 47, highs tomorrow at 82, low temperatures tomorrow night at 60, no precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow. And then for our final location, Philadelphia, low temperatures tonight 43, high temperatures tomorrow at 66, low temperatures tomorrow night at 51. No precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow during the day, but tomorrow during the nighttime hours, showers are likely. No severe weather expected for either location. I believe so, unless Raleigh is included inside of that day 3 risk, which it's not. So, not really much to look at there. Thunderstorms are possible, though, inside of Philadelphia tomorrow night, though. And I believe that's about it in terms of all 3 locations. Let's go on and talk about the wildfire update, because we do have a pretty big wildfire update to cover. And that's over here inside of Dorchester and Berkeley County. Dorchester County has a fire going on, 10 acres right now, and still 0% contained. That was updated around 8:38. That's over here just to the south of actual Dorchester, South Carolina, just to the west of Ridgeville. So that's around 10 acres big. I guess they'll have an update again on that tomorrow night. We'll check and see what's going on there. And then also in Berkeley County as well, 4-acre fire going on, not contained yet, but it should be pretty quickly. Carolina Forest one, I don't think anybody's surprised. Still going on, still 90%, no update there. And then one more thing, and then we will be probably out of here for tonight. We have to talk about what's going on throughout the entire United States. So, elevated to critical fire weather condition will persist across the southwest and portions of the plains today due to gusty winds and dry conditions across the upper Midwest and the upper Great Lakes. A strengthening storm will bring strong winds and periods of snow through Monday. Ahead of this system, thunderstorms are possible on Monday across the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic region. So that's a lot to go across there. Talked about gusty winds as well through South Dakota, Nebraska, getting pretty much the entire state of Nebraska is under a fire risk. Same thing for a lot of Texas as well, New Mexico, Arizona, as well as down here inside of Illinois, as well as, I believe that's Illinois, as well as Kentucky and Missouri as well. That has a chance for breezy conditions as well. So that's what's going on there. And I believe that is it. Let me check the chat one more time. Mr. Gentry says, good evening to you as well. And I believe that is it. So make sure you go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button as well. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're at 434. Trying to get to 400, at least to 450. We got a new subscriber yesterday. Thank you to whoever that was. And we have finally gotten off the curse. That was 433 because we were on 433 for about almost 2 weeks. It was a long time that we were on 433. But glad we're off that number now and moving up to 434. So let's go on and keep it pushing at least to 450. Long-term goal, obviously, is 500. 500 will probably be one of the biggest milestones, possibly even bigger than 100, because a lot of things come with 500, and I think y'all are going to be pretty excited for what comes at 500. So, hopefully, let's go on and get there, and I will be back tomorrow morning with your Monday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of their Sunday.